Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We are about to head to the Deep Roads now that we have received our command, met with the king, had our feast and all that, and we discovered also from our brother Balin that there is some intrigue developing with our brothers. And that's going to make things interesting. Alright, so let's hear the battle plan.
Treon and his men will clear the way for the Grey Wardens to descend into the easternmost caverns. Those caverns are still infested by the worst of the Darkspawn. We cannot risk our own troops in there.
Understood, Lord Harriman. We should be able to sense the Darkspawn and avoid them once the way is open.
May the Paragons favor you, and the stone catch you if you fall. Come men! Glory awaits!
Balin, you and your men will second the king, clearing the main road.
Don't you think it looks a little cowardly to allow these humans to take our place where the fighting is thickest?
Are you questioning the battle plan?
Of course not. I'm sure your caution is for the glory of us all.
Smart ass.
Enough, Balin. Take your men and make ready. Paramount and I need to have words with your sibling.
Who's more important than you are?
Good luck, Master.
Your father has a special mission for you.
In the eastern deep roads, there is a secret door carved into the stone.
The door leads to a thaig, abandoned long ago by your ancestors. The Darkspawn have made it impossible to reach.
My father believed that the shield of the Paragon Aeducan remains in that thaig, under the stones of the central room. Reclaim the shield, and glory will be yours.
Well, glory sounds good.
My father's writings speak only of the shield. There may be countless other treasures, but only the shield matters.
To you.
Sent 2 scouts ahead to make sure the tunnels are cleared. But be careful. One of the scouts will meet you at the first crossroads you come to. The second will be further in. When you get to the door, use your signet ring to open it. Questions?
Nope.
Very good. The crossroads where you meet the first scout will be the rendezvous point. There you can present the shield to the lords and demonstrate the strength of Aeducan.
May the ancestors watch over you, my child.
All right. So now we're pretty much on our own. Got our longtime friend with us, but we'll pick up some more followers as we go. But this is essentially an introduction to battle, I guess you could say. It's like a tutorial, but it's also disguised really well in the backdrop of the story.
Let's get started.
You're in for a world of hurt!
Now you'll notice, even though I've sunk all my points into dexterity, as high as it is for this low of a level, still you're going to see me missing a lot. Now, because we're on Nightmare difficulty, the enemies have a much higher defense rating. So you need an even higher attack rating to hit them, or to get at least a moderate, decent chance of hitting them.
Over there! Darkspawn!
But they're gonna be missing us a bit too. You'll see miss pop up over my head a lot. That's where they're completely missing their attacks. And the higher my dexterity goes, the more you'll see of that. So that's a good thing. Hopefully you get to the point where even the elite enemies rarely, if ever, hit my character. And as I'm not going to have a lot of armor or a lot of health, then that's kind of a good thing, you know. Alright, so I'm going to try to make sure I catch all these side passages, because there is out-of-the-way loot to be found, which can be missed. It can be passed completely. So I like to try to grab everything, if I can. And also, everything you kill is XP, keep that in mind, too. Okay, here's our scout.
made it, Commander. Did you run afoul of any darkspawn? Still, that was more than we expected. Once I finished scouting the tunnels, I hid here to avoid the darkspawn. Most tunnels are dead ends. The one we want is swarming with those fiends. It's going to be a fight. I was, indeed. Would that I had been good enough to beat you. May today's battles bring us even more glory. I'll take rear guard. Shall we move?
Now, this is the guy I showed respect to yesterday. This Ivo guy. Ivo, whatever. Alright, so change characters and see what their special abilities. Looks like everyone's got shield bash type stuff. Yeah, they're both warriors, so alright. See what I'm working with here. We're not going to be introduced to magic for a while. Unlike a lot of other RPGs, which basically start you off with a mage slinging fireballs everywhere. We won't see one at first. Unless you start as a mage, of course, and then you're slinging fireballs from the very start, so... Alright, now a good thing is you can also check your world map and see what you have and haven't explored yet. It'll be blacked out still, and so you can see unexplored tunnels kind of leading off into nothing, and so you can know where you have and haven't been. Also, key areas will often appear as a little white X on the map. And if you start seeing traps, you can assume there's enemies behind them. Most definitely. We know there's something up here.
Trap. Dark spawn.
Okay, now, I'm not really concerned about my followers as far as their health and all that goes. I'm not going to waste health potions on them, so you won't see me go in and set the AI. And what you can do is you can set your followers to where they act a certain way. They drink a health potion at a certain level of health. They drink maybe a stamina draft or potion. They, you know, whatever. They make certain attacks. Attack under certain conditions, like if an enemy's ranged, they switch to a ranged weapon. If an enemy's close, they switch to melee. If an enemy is above a certain rank, they can bash him in the face with a shield. You know, this different type of stuff. Setting their tactics is something I'm not going to bother with. And we'll see why later, but there's really no point in wasting any time with it. And of course my whole party gets knocked out, and then I get knocked out as a result because I'm swarmed by 10 enemies. That's, well, that's a different story. That kind of sucks, but hopefully that won't be an issue. Nightmare's bad, but these lower difficulties, having dropped all of my points into dexterity and being able to hit the enemies is a key, because they don't do so much damage that you should be able to kill them before they kill you, type of thing. For the most part, there's no real overpowered enemies down here. Well, maybe one or two. But I think we got this, because that's how we roll. We're G's like that, man! Alright, here's our second scout. Alright, this completes our party here.
You're here. I thought the darkspawn had got you for sure. Apologies, Commander. There's not a ton of formality down here in the deep roads.
Well, there is now that I'm here.
Tunnel ahead, but there are darkspawn tracks all over it. Be careful. Well, abandoned isn't vacant, apparently. Still, 2 months ago we couldn't get within a mile of this place. I'll follow your lead, Commander.
Alright, so all the darkspawn are leaving to go upstairs onto the surface and harass the humans, essentially. And the elves. Everybody that dwells above now, I don't know, that's really still giving the dwarves a break, though, because it's like they got to deal with these things every day anyway. But not as many. At least for the time being. I wonder what happens when the blight is done on the surface, if it ever succeeds. Then they come down here and go back to whatever they were doing, attacking the dwarves all the time until they finally overwhelm them or something. Through the dialogue, you can catch hints, like when you first approach the king in the feast, which we did in the last video. he's talking about other dwarves needing to abide by the traditions, or else they're going to be left on their own, surrounded by their enemies, talking about the Darkspawn. And that refers to other dwarven, maybe cities or areas or whatever. So Orzammar isn't the only one, apparently. I'm kind of hoping to see more than one dwarven, what would you say? I don't want to call it a country, but more than one dwarven base, other than Orzammar maybe in a Dragon Age Inquisition. It'd be nice to see several dwarven areas, maybe linked by more deep roads. They included a little bit of the deep roads in Dragon Age 2, so I can only assume that they might have it, at least to some extent, in Inquisition. We'll see. Considering Inquisition is supposed to be the size of this one and Dragon Age 2 put together 3 times over, supposedly. So. Plenty of room for new places to explore. And it's going to be open world too, and you can... Oh, anyway, right. I'm all excited about it, guys. One of the reasons I'm really getting into doing this is looking forward to it, kind of getting a warm-up on the story and the lore and characters and all that good stuff. This is really where it all started. All right, now if you see, well, why are you taking all these arrows to the face and not? I'm trying to get these traps disarmed because they're worth XP. So I'm being an XP whore right here. I'm taking damage doing it too, like an idiot. All right, and these archers are no joke. At any point in the game, archers are no joke. If you can, take them out first, or have your archer disable them. Your archer gains skills like pinning shot and stuff later, where you can at least take other archers out of the picture for at least a couple seconds, get some reprieve. Because if you get a few focused on you, much later in the game, it's over, like really fast, over. Especially on this difficulty, archers do a crap ton of damage. Anyway, I'm just they're worth almost as much as killing the enemies, to tell you the truth. Make sure I haven't missed any loot back here. Alright, so there's still Darkspawn down here. I mean, most of them have gone to the surface. This is by no means, you know, Blight caliber Darkspawn here, but there's some. They are still here. Alright. Now there's a whole nother section coming up, and it's gonna get interesting here. Alright, and you know what? To hold the suspense, the tension builds. We will save that for the next video.
This Darkspawn body is still fresh. Whoever opened the door is most likely still in there.
Now watch this, my character actually has an observation here. They had to have a signet ring to get in. Interesting.
It could have been stolen, recently or generations back.
Maybe.
Or it could be an ambitious cousin out for his own glory.
Maybe. Or even worse than that.
Let's move, man.
We will find out on the next one. Alright, people. Thanks for watching. And I'll have the next one up shortly. If you want to catch that, click the top box click the bottom box for a complete list of all my playlists. And if you want to subscribe and support the Ninja Flips, hit that button right there over my head. Alright, I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye.